Today, this is not going to be part of the trading course. Today is going to be more discussing of the market analysis. Okay, so I'm going to be literally giving you live directory or sort of live commentary of what I'm going to be doing by looking at the charts strictly from looking at it literally fresh. Like, I've not looked at the charts for the past few days, so I'm going to show you my complete thought process and where and what I think market's going to plan to do. So the first thing I did was when I went onto the charts was I pointed out one of the lows that was very prominent to me. This low here is very prominent to me, and this low is very prominent. This is what I begin to start my weeks off when I start looking at specific areas, is sort of marking out some prominent lows, such as these three here. You can also see that here we have a BC, so this is a buy side imbalance that has created a gap in between the two sides of the market. Also, I want to clarify this is for GBP/USD. This is a high that I wanted to mark out, and this is also another high that I want to mark out. But before I do, let's go into the hourly chart here, right? This is very important, okay? So let me just take out a couple of the small notes I have on here already, right? So let's just take a couple of this stuff here. Cool. Now, what can we see on the left hand side here then? We have a bunch of things going on, right? Let's get rid of this, right, for example. And what I can see is I already marked out was this region here, right? Now, let's actually separate some of the days here. Now, what is the date today? Today is the 9th of February, so let's look at this week, okay? So this week started on the Monday, so let's get a vertical line going for the Monday, right? So Monday would have started here. Oops, let's put that bang on. One Monday to Sunday, okay? Or Friday, sorry, right? So now let's space this out. Let's space this out a little bit. Let's space it out so that each of the days has got its own directory, right? So each of the days we can literally just look at the movement of each day, and then we can kind of break down what happened each move of the day. And then we can sort of break down from there where price will potentially want to go, okay? And this is something that I've done a lot in practice, and I feel like it's been very useful in just sort of seeing patterns and where price would want to go to, okay? So, what do I notice straight away? Price came into this high, right, which was on the Friday of last week, or the week before this week. So this was the Friday that we just had, and this was the Friday before that. Price had came into this region, wicked out of it, and began to run lower. We then had NFP occur on the Friday, where it tapped up again and then ran lower again, okay? So where do I see market or price wanting to go with that information in mind? Well, what we can see here is, well, although we have a bunch of lines and this is like looking very confusing and not very specific now, right? But I can see though, price looks like, to be fair, based off what I'm seeing, it looks like we've took out buy side liquidity, which we have. This was buy side. We've taken out buy side. We've ripped lower, and we haven't taken out sell side yet, right? We still have this huge imbalance that's not been filled. Apologies for why this whole thing is like invisible to see. I don't know what's going on there. Let's make this a little bit of a lighter color and make this a bit more transparent as well would be ideal. Something like that would be quite nice. So this is the imbalance that was created because you basically, right, and I feel like not many people really discuss what happens here, but this is a gap that's been created between the markets. And what that basically becomes, or why that happens, is because the market is opened on that time frame. So the market's opened here and has immediately capitulated and dropped immediately. So the price is opened, closed around here. So within there, the activity of the two trading days from open to close has led to that region opening up and being a big gap, basically, right? So we've seen that price has then tapped into this region, came into this imbalance. So I see that there's an order block resting here. So let's mark out this order block. Let's change this color so it's a bit more visible. Maybe a red, maybe. Now that we've made this order block visible, we can now sort of investigate what's happening here. Well, you can kind of see here on the right hand side here, we've marked this area out. Price had come into this region, right, on the Thursday at around 7 a.m. price begins to increase in value. Now, we can anticipate this move to be, quite healthy, 70, 80 pips. So a decent move. This could have been your trade of the day, realistically, right? From here, 10 o'clock, target this fair value gap region. That could have been a pretty good trade. But in terms of the direction of where things want to go, naturally, we want to see price come into this region, come down into this region, tap out this area, and potentially run higher. Now, why do I think that? Why do I think price is going to make that move just based off this movement? Well, if you look at the overall movement of everything, right? If you look at the overall movement of everything, the past few days that we've had, right? The past few days that we've had, it has been bullish value, bullish, bearish momentum now, potential for the day, begins to rip higher, comes down into a specific region to then run higher again. And so, yes, this isn't completely a higher move. However, we did this liquidate this previous high. So naturally, when we've come down, we've come into this order block region. And so we're basically making this kind of move here. If I can just get like something like this. So we've come into here, we've come down, we've tapped into this region of liquidity. So we can potentially use this as an area to sort of find a range so that we can kind of tap into that revisited liquidity and then begin to rip higher. And so I personally believe that that is what we may be coming across, and that potentially is where we're going to find some fantastic longs. Now, before I even make such assumptions, right, we should be looking at what kind of news we could be coming across. So you can see on the upcoming week, we've got quite a lot of news, but despite that, we have got a Fed Chair Powell testifies, an FOMC, unemployment claims, and retail sales. Nothing too heavy, right? And so whenever news is like a little bit not too heavy but still reasonable, we can anticipate price to potentially want to come down, tap into this region where I'm now going to put an indication, right, at the 600 level, right? Put an alert at the 600 level, see if price wants to come down into this region, potentially go into this fair value gap, potentially find a sort of supportive level, consolidate, begin to rip higher, and begin to start targeting some of these highs that we have around here, oh shit, and around up here. And so that's where I'm going to be drawing my eyes to, and I want to potentially take a long from down here all the way up here. That's where I want to kind of see price begin to tap into this region, and that would be phenomenal. Okay, now that's more or less where I want to see this. I haven't done a super in-depth, like going to the 15-minute time frames, just because I haven't got much time today to be like doing a full in-depth of the market movement. And plus, this week is sort of the start of a month for me, because NFP's just happened, so the month for me hasn't really begun. So we can't really say where we want price to begin to move or draw towards. So guys, if you do find this kind of market analysis useful, please like and subscribe. And yeah, I'm going to do a full breakdown on the Telegram group, hopefully sometime this week, where I'm going to upload a full analysis of the day-to-day, where I anticipate price to begin to move, and why I think price is going to do those specific movements, and then potentially do a video where I break down that movement. For now, this is just more to be on my digital footprint, to kind of show you guys where and what I anticipate market to do, and if market does begin to portray what I have sort of analyzed and sort of wanting to happen, then you guys can kind of reflect on that and be like, oh, look what I did, look where I looked at, and then you can start doing that on the charts that you see as well. Alright guys, if you did like the video, please like and subscribe, and join the Telegram group, guys. It's going to be growing very soon, and also we're very close to 500 subscribers, which is absolutely great. I didn't even anticipate to get so many subscribers so immediately, so I'm really grateful for you guys to be supporting and hopefully enjoying the content that I'm uploading, guys. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and peace.